And so if you're building WorkTech or if you're using WorkTech, of course you are, this is a hot mess of compliance because you've got states that are like New York City. That's pretty specific.
Well, my municipality is here, and then the 17 others that we service because we have employees, they don't need to work. The software does that.
That's right.
Where do
keeps
we
up to date? So I think people would do it not en masse. I think they do it by vertical so that they can get really specialized and then maybe add from there. But yeah, somebody's got to keep up with this AI compliance stuff. Prohibition of alcohol created the mafia. So when you prohibit something, it makes it more desirable, interesting for you to consume. So let's see. U.S. Bank, it's a big bank. U.S. Bank executives say AI will boost productivity, cut jobs. This is one of the clearest signals yet from a big conservative employers, JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, Citi, PNC, Bank of America, Goldman, that AI isn't abstract anymore.
What is going on, everybody? It is Ryan Leary. It is William Tincup, and this is another episode of The Barf. William, what's up?
Man, I am having a great day. Great
day.
You
say that every time we talk.
I know. I got to make it, I'm trying to envision it and then make it happen. So even if I'm having a bad
manifest?
day, I'm going to manifest. That's a good word. I like that. But I got to, again, if you start talking negative, this is a Jack Nicklaus reference, but he said if you sit there hover over the ball and you say don't slice, don't slice, don't slice, don't slice, your brain doesn't hear don't, and so you just slice. And so I don't know if that's true or not, but the bit stuck with me, and it's like, you know what, we could wallow in the negative, or we can just go manifest positive things.
Yeah, I don't know if that works because every night I say I'm not going to eat. I'm not going to eat. I'm not going to eat.
You're an Eagles fan, so
and I get a cheesesteak. I mean, like tonight we got trivia night.
Hey,
I'm not going to eat. I'm not going to eat.
Oh well, those are thoughts versus actions. I'm just talking about the mind part of it. The action, that's on you, homie.
Yeah, I could be positive. I'm not going to eat. I'm not going to eat the wings. I'm not going to drink the beer. Yeah, and
however,
the garlic parm wings show up at the table.
It's really other people show up for me. Other people show up, and it's like, damn, that looks good.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Yeah. I'll get the chili bowl.
Yeah. If other people get it, I'm totally good, because I'm not gonna reach over and start grabbing another dude's wings.
No. That's a way
Erica
to get
goes.
shivved. Yeah.
But I go with Erica. She's there on the team with me, so she gets them. There's nothing stopping me from reaching over to her plate and grabbing a wing.
It's a common law. It's half of yours is mine and half of mine is yours. So
even
half of
if
those
we're at opposite ends of the table.
Doesn't matter.
Right. I got a question for you since we're talking about tables here, and then we'll get into the barf. Man. So, all right. So you sit when you go to a bar. Most people, when you go to the bar, you're sitting here and someone's sitting to your left, to your right. I can't process that. Like, I can't talk to people to my left and to my right. I mean, I can.
Are you sitting or standing?
No, we're sitting at the bar.
Right.
But there's 4 people in a row that we're there with.
Right.
And then I gotta lean all the way over and say, "Hey, what's up?" And
you back your chair up about a foot, and then you turn your chair towards them.
Yeah, but I don't want to do that. I want to sit at the table and stare at them, and I can't seem to get people to agree with me on this.
No, they want to go to the bar.
Yeah, for no reason. You get a waitress at the table, or a waiter.
I think some people like to see the bottles at the bar. There's a different vibe at the bar than there is at tables. So it's like the algebra of solving for listen, I can look at the liquor, and then it kind of excites me. I haven't had gin in a while, or I want a beer. All that's visual instead of, something that you're just remembering that you want to drink. Whereas at a table, that's not that experience.
I mean, sure.
So
yes.
Again, this is worth talking to them about and just going,
I have, yeah. And it's not a hearing thing. I can't hear them anyway because it's too loud.
Right.
But at least if I'm staring at you, I can, whatever. Anyway, we got the bar.
These are first world problems, is
Yes,
what these
these
are.
are issues we need to talk about. So, all right. So, we got the barf. You
Yeah,
got a story.
yeah.
Hit me with one.
Okay, so one of the things is this is kind of a made me think when I read it is like, okay, I need to think about this and also apply it back to uh, HR and TA. So this is the article. State laws regulating AI take effect in the new year. This piece walks through the emerging patchwork of AI at work laws. New York City, California, Texas, Triaga, which is a long way of saying they're going to. I actually read the legislation, and it's going into effect on January 1st. And it's what you have to do with AI at work. Illinois,
Okay.
Colorado, etc. So there's lots of places, and how they collide with federal ambitions to lead in AI. And that's hire AI in hiring, promotions, training, performance management is explicitly regulated in multiple states and on the table in Congress. So now you've got some other things that are going to conflict. And so if you're building WorkTech or if you're using WorkTech, of course you are. This is
Mm-hmm.
a hot mess of compliance because you've got states that is like New York City. That's pretty specific. Not New York State, but there's everyone gets their hands in how do we make sure that we're doing the right thing compliance wise
Mm-hmm.
from an AI perspective. And so you can find this on hrdive.com. That's where I found it. Great article. And kind of my analysis or my take is this is the one you forward to legal and pray that they actually read it because it's not on their radar, generally speaking. Everybody's out here slapping AI powered on the career side. Meanwhile, New York, Texas, Illinois, Colorado are building compliance tripwire. If you're a WorkTech vendor, this should be top of mind.
Yeah.
And again, how you handle audits, stuff like that, like bias
Mm-hmm.
testing, no one notices the candidates.
So,
You're not an AI company. You're a future lawsuit.
so what's the all right? So I didn't read this article. So
Mm.
what's the deal? So they're saying what about compliance now? What about AI? And
New
I didn't listen to
laws,
anything you said.
and as you should. AI laws, state laws,
Yeah.
and municipal laws go into effect January 1st, which is, let's just say 20 days away or so.
Yeah.
We need to right now make sure that our legal departments are
Mm,
abreast of those things, and
right.
probably the technology officers are on top of this
Yeah.
as well, because these are work-related AI.
Yeah.
We're
So
not
I think
talking like larger data, security, privacy. We're
yeah.
not dealing with that's not the bit. It's work-related.
Yeah. See, this is I thought about stuff like this a while back as because we work with a
Right.
lot of payroll companies.
Right.
And a lot of when people talk about payroll or think about payroll software, ADP, all these others, like oh they're just making payroll. Well, there's what 195 countries or whatever it is, and every country has a different law. Every
That's
country
right.
has a different regulation. Every municipality has something, and these softwares manage that, right? So the human doesn't need to go in and say, well, my municipality, it's here, and then the 17 others that we service
Right.
because we have employees, they don't need to work. The software does that.
That's right. That
Where do
keeps
we,
up to date with that.
right? So where do we get to where there's a regulatory, I'm gonna say regulatory body, but like something that regulates AI compliance in and across every country, every city,
100%.
every municipality to let them know this and to manage that.
Right. It's the exact same thing. Compliance in municipalities, federal, state, et cetera, inside the United States, and then
Yeah.
every other country. Something, a technology has to be being updated with all the changes. So what it
Yeah.
now, but also have an ongoing library of what changes are made to it.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there's a company out there doing that, Ryan.
Yeah. Well,
So
it's
I
not
think
us.
well, it's not, yeah, it's not us. However, I think it's just left to the individual companies, which is the Wild West.
Yeah.
And then we're going to start seeing some lawsuits.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to remain that way. I think, and this
Yeah.
is way above my pay grade. But my thought on this is we're going to see somebody, some company, come up with this, and it's probably
Yeah.
out there. We're probably talking about something that's been out for fucking 20 years, right?
100%.
Like, but to manage each individual country or municipality or city or what have you, to make sure there is compliance. I don't know what
It's
that
some
looks like, but I think that's
huge
what it is.
compliance libraries. So I think
Yeah,
people would do it not en masse. I think they do it by vertical so
yeah,
that they could get really specialized and then maybe add from there. But
yeah,
yeah, somebody's got to keep up with this AI compliance stuff.
yeah. Well,
And
look, the
I don't know who it is, but
moral of
someone
the
needs.
story is you got like 20 days, 21 days.
Yeah, get your
Yeah,
house in order, baby.
yeah. You know, Christmas is like 14 days away or 15 days
No,
away now.
I think we're not going to do Christmas this year. I'm pretty much
No, no.
so I'm slow walking out with the kids.
We're not going to do Christmas, kids. You
Yeah,
know,
I'm kind of tired of
Sa-
it.
the postal address doesn't stop. Santa doesn't stop here.
He
This,
got forwarded to a new address. I actually had
uh,
told Michael, my wife, for those listening and watching, I told her because I'm like, because she was asking me to do some Christmassy stuff. I'm
uh,
like, I don't believe any of this shit. I think it's just a Hallmark made up bullshit to sell
mhm.
things. And I mean, if you're celebrating Jesus, first of all, if you're a Christian, check. If you're celebrating Jesus' birth, fantastic. Do that. Like
Sing happy
focus on
birthday.
do that bit. And go to Christmas mass if you're Catholic, of course. Do that bit. But like all of this consumerization, yeah, the older I get, the more I distance myself from
Well,
that holiday.
that's because you can now tell the kids they're old enough.
100%.
Look, it ain't happening.
Michael wants to give them $1,000 and just let them buy whatever the hell they want.
My kids would love that.
And so I said, okay, before you push the button on that deal, know that they're going to think that that goes through life. Like that doesn't stop at a hard stop.
Yeah, next year when you give them 500, what are you broke? What the fuck?
If you're making a commitment, a $2,000 commitment, we only have two kids,
Yeah,
for the year, and
for
they
the
can
year.
spend it on whatever they want, and they will then go back because
Yeah.
we just basically it's outsourced shopping.
That's all it is.
They give us a list, then we go buy it and we wrap it. Like we take time out of our days to then do all this stuff that's not really needed.
Yeah. Once they get past the first gift and they say, "Oh, that was on the list," now they know that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, all right.
All right, what do you
So,
got?
you probably saw this story. It's. I don't think it's a massive story.
Yeah, well,
However,
let's
it's
see.
big in our house because I used it as a way to get the kids to put the phone down.
Nice.
That said, I'm going to contradict everything that I told my kids. So therefore,
Yeah,
if they're listening, you
yeah,
shouldn't
yeah.
be watching this. This isn't
Yeah.
isn't G-rated
Get
for
back to
you.
your homework.
Go back to your homework, God damn it. So Australia just banned social media, right?
Hmm.
For everyone under the age of 16. So I've got a lot of thoughts on this.
All right, bring it.
I've got a lot of thoughts on this, um, but I'm curious first. Give me your like 30-second, like real 30 seconds, not a tin cup 30 second,
Sure.
like 30
Prohibition of
seconds.
alcohol created the mafia. So when you prohibit something, it makes it more desirable.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't believe in any of that stuff of an age or any of that stuff. Let them have access to everything.
Yeah. So, here's my take on this. I understand the studies. I understand the anxiety that they say comes from this and all. I get it, but I don't. But I don't love it. We've used this term before. This is Boomerville. Um, it is hashtag Boomerville. We using hashtags
Welcome.
anymore, or does that make me
Welcome.
actually a boomer by saying
Yeah,
hashtag?
yeah, exactly.
Uh huh.
Especially if you do air quotes. Hashtag Boomerville.
Hashtag Boomerville. Yeah, they like hashtag Boomer. So anyway, all right. You can argue this both ways. There's
Hmm.
no like you get everyone's gonna have an opinion, right? Grandparents always say, "Put the phone down." Be my wife says it. I say it too. Be present with us, and do all of that. But banning it, I think, is not a really great idea. Now they're saying this is a mental health thing. Yeah, it saves my mental fucking health. I'm gonna tell you that much.
Yeah,
Just avoid the news stations
100%.
and escape reality for a little bit, you're good. But I think that the key is we grew up I said this the other day to my wife, we grew into technology.
Right.
The kids are growing inside of it.
Sorry.
Right? And there's a big difference because that actually affects what they do, how they live, how they communicate. This isn't just you're
Everything.
consumed by YouTube. You're consumed by this. This is the new learning. This is how people communicate. When online dating happened, this is people like, oh, just go to a bar, just go to a social club, just go
like
out.
as if that worked out well for everyone.
Meanwhile, like, I mean, I know people, and they're going to listen to this clip because certainly it'll come out in like the beginning hook or something, and then it'll post and they'll see this and then they'll yell at me. People that have met online and that are married, people I know, complain about online dating.
Yeah.
And complain like you can't have it both ways. But here's the
Didn't
thing.
you and your wife meet on Match?
Yeah,
like,
didn't you like, you know?
Pretty sure you did.
Yeah. So my thoughts is I think it actually affects work in 10 years from now, right? 15 years. May say depends on the time frame. Not for us, for Australia. However, if by putting this ban into place, and I think that's because this, and we'll get your take on this. We're taking away, and I think you can appreciate this because we've had an ongoing debate around using a phone in an interview. And so I'm like, put the phone away, have the conversation. Like, that's a different story, but similar, not similar, right? This is how kids are learning to communicate. Reading the room is very different today than it was 20 years ago, 30 years ago, right? Like in the 90s, 2000s, like it's very different. You don't just walk into a room at work and understand the room. Things are different.
Like especially in texting, we use that. Read the thread, read the room, read the thread, so you understand the context of what you're jumping into and what you're jumping out of.
Yeah.
But again, they've got to bump around and make mistakes to learn how this works. Like we did as younger employees when we came in and everyone's wearing suits and we're wearing shorts. Okay, well, maybe that's not the right approach, or maybe
Probably
it's
not
cool.
the right approach. I had one of the, I'll tell you a quick story. Enterprise Rent-A-Car. If he's listening for whatever stupid reason. John Serrano was the manager. Little guy, shorter than me, which is kind of hard to do. But
little people?
I know I look tall on camera.
Man, your avatar's huge.
Yeah, I know, right? I look tall, and camera adds 10 pounds, so I'm usually, So I showed up to work late one day, and everyone's there for the morning meeting. And God's honest truth, I wasn't lying. It wasn't me being funny. He said, "Why are you late today?" It was like a few minutes late.
Yeah.
I had to iron my shirt.
Show up unironed. It's okay.
Yeah, I guess. That's literally why I was late. Keep
a shirt at work.
I guess. I don't know. But so okay. So here's the thing. So I sat down and I thought about this, and I didn't use the computer. I didn't use ChatGPT or using the computer. That sounded like using the interwebs.
I'm out there.
That was pretty boomer right there.
I used a desktop.
I used a desktop. So 4 things I came up with. I want to just toss them at you real quick. Yeah. That they lack. We're not building the muscle memory of these 4 things when we ban stuff like this, specifically this. Handling feedback, modern feedback.
Right.
How to filter out the noise.
Right.
Networking, modern networking.
Right.
And your favorite, processing feedback. And I'll say on processing feedback, I think there's different feedback. You always ask, how do you like your feedback?
Yep.
And then my heart drops and I wait for the other person to answer. But
texting him feverishly.
Yeah. And I said this because we're in that stage with the girls now going out and getting jobs and all this.
Yeah.
And I said there, I said, look, the manager had said something to her she didn't like. I said, family cares in terms of feedback. Family cares. We're going to give it to you nice and raw, but we're going to care. There's a caring behind it.
Yeah.
The world doesn't give a shit.
Nope.
The world is there for the world, right? Your manager's there for your manager. And I think those 4 things, and arguments can be made both ways, but those are the 4 things that came to me. I was like, by doing, you're really pulling the kids out of that pocket where they
Yeah.
learn this stuff. Because just one stat I did find, between 11 and 15
Hmm.
is where the kids are most impressionable
Oh yeah.
online, not in a bad way, in building the memory, the muscle memory of how to connect, how to reach out, how to talk to
Yeah.
people, and all of this stuff. And I know that sounds weird to some people. Just walk up and shake someone's hand. It's very
No.
different.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Because that's not their norm. It's our norm,
Yeah.
but that's their norm.
Yeah.
And so we're pushing our norm, which will eventually push us out
Yeah.
and make us irrelevant. We should probably hard stop and learn their norm so
Yeah.
that we can actually be great managers for them.
Yeah.
And with them is like we kind of age ourselves out. We talk about
Uh-huh.
ageism a lot
Yeah.
as well. And it's like, well, some of it's on us because we still want them to do it like we did it.
If you're gonna walk out and say hashtag Boomerville,
Yeah.
you're not gonna. Yeah. Yeah. And look, just don't use your phone in an interview, and you're good.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead.
All
You
right,
got
I
anything?
got some news that I think is going to be really interesting for you to consume. So let's see. U.S. Bank, it's a big bank. U.S. Bank executives say AI will boost productivity, cut jobs. This is one of the clearest signals yet from a big conservative employers, J.P. Morgan, Wells Fargo, Citi, PNC, Bank of America, Goldman, that AI isn't abstract anymore. It's hitting headcount math. Leaders are openly
Okay.
saying AI has already doubled productivity metrics and they expect 40 to 50% productivity gains in some roles for explicit talk about doing more with fewer people. So this is kind of like how, and you read Animal Farm, how the terms kind of kept changing as you read the book. Words
Mm-hmm.
meant something different. So there's a wave of, hey, AI could probably do some things and maybe offload some of the boring work, this, that, and the other. And we've heard it for a couple of years now. Now you've got banks, boring ass banks,
Okay.
that are rolling it out and seeing the returns. And you can, I say boring ass banks, but these people know math.
Mm-hmm.
So if they can get more productivity and they're getting more productivity, then they're saying do the same work with fewer humans.
Yeah.
Now, I think the analysis part of this is they're do, this is the tell that we've been waiting for. When boring companies say out loud that AI doubled productivity, will cut job, that's not hype.
Mm-hmm.
We're out of that. That's a new operating model. So
Right.
now they're looking at their balance sheet. They're looking at all their income statement. They're looking at all of the things that we go in an annual report. And they're saying we need to have a different employee to revenue number. And we've talked about this in the
Yeah,
past.
we have.
And it's like it caught me not off guard, but it stuck with me because you can see really like tech companies that are super savvy, like OpenAI. Let's just say use them as an example. They already know that there's going to be a real high revenue to employee ratio. Like it's going to be really, really positive, like 1.5 million per employee or some crazy stuff like that. Now you've got some of the slower to adopt industries that are saying, no, this is actually a good idea.
Yeah. Well, it's often the slower to adopt industries can actually see the most benefit
Right. I
from
know,
this,
right?
and
It's
and I
crazy.
think that's what we're seeing. And I mean, I mean, I've been into a physical bank in a very long time. Actually, the last time was with you, and the
Yeah.
first time before that was probably closer to a decade.
Yeah.
And that's not exaggerating. That's the truth. And when I went into the local bank here,
Right.
just to do, my wife had sent me over to do something. Erica sent me over to get something,
Yeah.
do whatever. I was like, shit,
So where
how
do I
do I do this?
start?
Like, I forgot how to do this. The guy's like, come on up. I was like, I just need to do a withdrawal. I haven't been here in a long time.
And you
And
just put your card in, tell me what you
the
want. They do
ATM
the whole
wasn't,
thing. Yeah.
yeah, the ATM was out of service. And so I had to go in. And she's like, just here's the account number, just go do this. The guy says, he's like, just tap your card right here.
Yeah.
I'm like, huh?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, you just tap. I'm like, Oh, okay. Like it's
There's no
changed
those
so much.
those receipts that you fill out. You got to do this whole
Yeah,
bit.
that's
It's
what I
like
was looking for. That's
gone.
why he laughed because I was over there looking. I couldn't find it. He's like, no, no, come
Yeah,
here,
yeah. Yeah,
come here, buddy.
we got rid
Yeah,
of those things.
yeah. But
Actually in like 2010. But yeah,
yeah,
doesn't matter.
so,
We're here now.
but I mean, just in the branches alone,
Yeah.
like we don't need the humans just for nostalgia. Like I get
No.
it, and I understand. Like I'm a proponent of all of this, and I
Right.
understand that this could potentially cause an issue for me getting a job somewhere if I have to, right? Like
Right.
there would be issues. I
100%.
I totally get that. I guess I'm banking on what Elon Musk said in 10 years. We're going to be sitting back and others will be doing the work and we'll get paid a different way.
Yeah.
And which is that's interesting to me as well. Allowing the robots and AI to do the work, we get compensated in a different way, whether it's through the company, the
Right.
government, a
Those
combination.
are all
So,
all those models are changing. They're
yeah,
changing right in front of us.
yeah. And it's kind of interesting to play on it. All right, I've got this one.
All right, what do you got?
So this is a survey. Um, and there is a number of. I'm going to go survey this week and
It's
talk
an
about
annual survey. The
what's that.
lean in. This is an annual
This is
lean in
the
survey.
this is the
I've
McKinsey
read.
report on women 2025 leaning. Um,
I've read this
so
before, actually.
yeah, so this is interesting because this is about senior level women
Mm,
in the workforce. So the survey was run by McKinsey. It was in partnership with Lean In. So I'll give you kind of the method behind it, and then we'll jump into it. So it collected 124, which was across 124 companies,
mm,
3 million, roughly 3 million employees, and they surveyed 10,000 individual workers and interviewed 60 plus HR leaders
okay.
in these companies. So the purpose of the report is that it examined the women's representation, career support, workplace experience, and all of that inside or on how the structural support or lack of is what they were saying
Right.
impacts whether women stay at a company, advance in the company, or burn out
Right.
at the company.
And some of those are multiple pick boxes. Yeah.
Some of those, yeah, exactly. And so they focused on women at certain levels,
Right.
managers, senior managers, directors, VP, C-suite level. So that's kind of the method there. Oh, it was also so senior level women and women of color was another focus.
Right. Right.
Because that's generally where they see the most burnout or drop off inside of a company. So that's that. Give you a couple of key stats on this, and I want to get your thought on. So I'm going to read this so I don't get it wrong. Burnout. 60% of senior level women report they frequently experience burnout, compared with 50% of senior level men. I don't think
question.
that's a crazy difference.
Quick question.
Yeah.
What's the definition of burnout? Don't answer. Two, relative to men and women are the AI adoption. So 2
hmm
things that I would want to know: how do we unify and create a universal definition of what burnout is? No one has, so there's
Yeah.
that. Secondly, the adoption of AI. If you're again men versus women, I don't know if we have
hmm
those statistics anywhere. Are men using AI more, and thusly
hmm
not facing burnout as more, or not? Like I don't
Yeah.
know if there's a correlation or not. But again, the burnout definition has always bothered me. Kind of
hmm
a historical uh, ass kicking kind of thing, because it's like, okay, what does that word mean? Because
Yeah.
I can tell you between you and I, it means something different.
Sure. It's going to mean something different, and we're now we'd have to define that. But what they really looked at here was burnout, and then they've interchanged anxiety with burnout in a lot of the conversation, a lot of the report. So
See,
it's
so I would think burnout's overworked.
yeah,
I would
burnout
start
for
with
yeah,
I
I
like
would
I just got too much on my plate. That has nothing to do with anxiety.
yeah,
It
let's say
can.
I look at it differently. I would look at burnout as I'm overwhelmed. I've had too much. I'm giving too much. I don't feel as if I'm getting a lot
See,
back.
yeah, and vice versa. I'm not getting the feedback, or I'm not getting the the
Yeah.
congratulations of doing the work, or the recognition. Like we just in a very short minute and a half,
Hmm.
we've used 5 different words to
Yeah. Yeah.
define
Yeah. Yeah.
burnout.
Yeah. So let me give you these stats here. So,
All right, bring
so
it.
we got the 60-50 women over men.
Yep, yep.
Um, so women, so titles and burnout and slash anxiety. So among senior level women who have been at their companies for 5 years or less,
Mm-hmm.
70% reported burnout. Now, I'll have to go back and look at their definition of burnout, but
Yeah, yeah.
job
They
security
won't have one.
concern, job security concern. So 81% of those senior level women with less than 5 years tenure said they were concerned about their job security.
Well, okay. So first of all, go back to the first one, and we won't talk about burnout, but the tenure over 5 years, I think also corresponds with COVID and forward, right?
Hmm.
And getting more, all companies are getting in this and have been since COVID, doing more for less or with less.
Hmm.
So there's this parallel path of,
Could be, yeah.
okay, 5 years ago, you were really focused on these 5 things. Now they've got 22 things on your scope.
Right.
And maybe you've gotten some pay raises along it as well. So again, the 5 years, I'm just focused on the 5 years part of it. On your
Yeah.
job security part, man, you log into LinkedIn and everyone's getting fired. Like the
Yeah,
entire everyone,
I
everyone's
don't think
getting
that's
fired.
any different though. I think that number's the same. I think actually we saw a number. This is probably more than half a year ago. I think it was like 70%, something like that. I have to go back and look, but
Yeah,
I'm not surprised. I mean, everyone's
there's no such
just
thing as job security.
yeah. No,
That's
everyone's
a
that way.
that's a that's a myth. If you
But
want to talk
here's
about leprechauns, you can do that in the same sentence as job security.
yeah. So here's the
Doesn't
final
exist.
thing I want to say on this, and this
Okay.
one's interesting.
As the 4 other ones weren't. Got it.
Company, they were kind of shitty. No,
Sorry.
um, so
To be to
the
be honest with you.
yeah the company commitment.
Uh-huh.
So only half of companies now say, and we know why, and we know where this is going, but only half of companies now say that they prioritize women's career advancement.
Hmm.
So we've
Why is
seen
that?
we've seen the decline of DEI programs.
Yeah, yeah,
We've
yeah. Okay.
seen the move from all of this.
So that's
Now,
political.
now we're seeing this where over the last, decade maybe, there's been a push for a lot of this and a lot of support around women of color, etc. In the workplace, and now we're seeing that decline. It's not should they decline? It's just not a priority, which
Yeah, and
by
that
definition
sucks.
means it's declining. Um, so that
Yeah.
that that one kind of was like, oh,
That
that's kind of rough.
that's a kick
That
in the balls because
yeah,
we were making some progress,
yeah,
both with women and on the DEI front. We're making
yeah,
some progress, and we've politicized DEI, and we've politicized women
in
in
the mix, yeah,
executive. I think
yeah,
my best advice for women historically has been, if you don't like it, go build something of your own
yeah.
and hire women.
Yeah. And it's not always that. Not everyone has the ability to do that.
No, everyone has the ability.
But the ability, it's just, yeah, not every, yeah, I get it. So there is one thing that comes to mind though, actually,
Mm,
and it's not something I want to talk about, but recently AT&T was approved to do their merger,
yep.
and that was only after they've committed to moving away from their DEI programming.
Yeah. That's the
Then they were
FTC, wasn't it?
approved.
Is that's the FTC?
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
which
that's
is interesting,
political.
and I feel like this is kind of along the same path. Companies don't feel because I think you've probably said that. I know you've said this. We say it a lot. The companies really want to do a DEI put money and investment behind DEI, or do they
No,
have to?
have to.
Right.
There's a
And
gun to their head.
yeah, and the question is, I guess, my thought goes back and forth. Do they really have to want to do it? Like,
Dude,
it's
and
a
now
business.
you
They should do
run
it.
that line of thinking, Ryan, with AI adoption.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we're talking about these kind of historical things that have been important, And we're going to get blindsided by, you know what? We don't really care about your concerns anymore about those things, that
Yeah.
culture war type shit. Here's what we care about. And this little bot doesn't take days off. It
Can
doesn't
get it done.
bitch. It doesn't correct us. It doesn't
Hmm.
get into the weeds about, pronouns and shit like that. It just does the fucking job.
Yeah. Yeah. That's,
So we're talking about Boomerville. We're talking
yeah.
about stuff that's already outdated. Like,
It's
do I want
already,
more women in leadership? Fuck yeah.
by the time we post this episode, I'm going to have hair again. So, I mean, hey, look, if I don't have to work and I get paid in an alternate way and
Yeah.
AI and bots and all that does the job, I'll invest in getting some hair plugs. How about that?
100%. Wayne Rooney, whom you wouldn't know. Now, Wayne Rooney is a football player in England, and he was premature balding, but he went in and did hair plugs, and he's got like a full head of hair. He looks great.
Yeah. Not
So
this guy.
it is what it is. God only knows how much
Yeah.
money he spent on doing any of that stuff.
Yeah.
But
All
yeah,
right, get
good
us off
show.
get us off this topic. Get us a new one.
I think we're at an end
That's it.
because
We're done.
yep, you were the last.
Oh my
Two,
goodness.
two
That
and two.
went quick.
Chuck Woolery.
That's
Yeah.
it. We're done. So this has been great. I loved it. I mean, like I don't even know how to end it now. We're just
It's crazy.
done.
Drop mics.
Drops mics, walks off stage. All right. Thank you all for listening. We appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your week.